No forgiveness for Boko Haram who killed my husband, his brother, and mom, mother of Colonel Sakaba Lambast, Nigerian Army. Sakaba was killed after Boko Haram invasion of a military base in Borno State on November 18th, 2018. Oh, 2018? Damn. Oluwaseun Sakaba, the wife of Ibrahim Sakaba, a lieutenant colonel who died alongside at least 117 of his fellow soldiers in 2018, has lambasted the Nigerian army for granting amnesty to over 1,000 Boko Haram terrorists. It will be recalled that Sakaba was killed after Boko Haram invasion of a military base in Borno State on November 18, 2018. He was a leader at the Nigerian Army 157 Task Force Battalion in Metele, where Boko Haram terrorists launched a surprise attack against them at about 6 p.m. that Sunday. Oluwaseun, who took to her Instagram handle, cursed the Nigerian army and the terrorists for causing the death of her husband, thereby making her a widow at a young age. She also explained that the terrorists had made many other women widows and many children fatherless. The young widow further alleged that the Nigerian army had yet to pay the dues of her late husband. She wrote, "It will never be well with all of you. I should forgive them for making me a young widow. I should forgive them for killing my husband, his brother, and his mom. I should forgive them for making me seek shelter in another country. I should forgive them for making many women widows and kids fatherless. I should forgive them after you refused to pay my late husband's dues!" Exclamation mark. "I should forgive them for all the atrocities done to my family. You shot my husband dead in his office. You pretended to be a friendly force just because he refused to be part of your plot. Time for dragging now." Basket mouse won't start to leak again. No, basically, this is what is going on. She's ready to speak. And of course, her knowing the details, he must have probably told her that's why she's saying all these things. So then his death was not just, his death was very, convenient. It wasn't just like, okay, fine. Because again, you have to be realistic with these kind of occupations. You have to think of these things, okay? And then it's even when you're in this kind of dangerous jobs, like your insurance should be high, your privileges should be high. However, in a country like Nigeria, it doesn't work like that. Her comments trails a report that the Nigerian army gifted clothes and food items to over 1,000 Boko Haram and Islamic State West African province fighters whom the military claimed surrendered to troops in Borno State during a clearance operation. Sahara Reporters was told that the repentant fighters were 335, while their family members were 746 women and children, adding up to 1,081 persons. Wait, so families are now I'm confused because we have 746 women and children. So when these people are fighting, what are the children and the women? What are they doing? Like, do they just keep them somewhere? I'm wow. What? Among the surrendered were the logistics suppliers for the Boko Haram and ISWAP Musa Adamu, aka Mala Musa Abuja, and his second in command Usman Adamu, who turned themselves into the troops of Operation Hadinkai of the Nigerian army. It was gathered that the repentant terrorists surrendered in the Bama local government area of Borno State alongside their families and followers. The acting general officer commanding 7th Division and commander sector of OPHK, Abdulwalab Eyitayo, received them at headquarters 21 Special Armored Brigade Bama. The general reportedly advised the repentant fighters to continue or convince their former colleagues to stop participating in terrorism, embrace peace and rehabilitation. The repentant insurgents thereafter received the new clothes, food items, groceries, and toiletries. Fantastic, cool. I think I understand. Okay, emotions are very much high, and of course, you never really relate to something you've never experienced. So I understand that for this woman, her thinking is absolutely justified, and her thinking will not be understood by everybody. But then, it does not mean that the perspective of those that are outside the situation are not still valid in some ways. Basically, what I want to say is that I think, of course, the Nigerian army is there, but I think the main cause, I think it's so sad because there are just so many ways in which blame gets averted and it doesn't really get to the source. The source and the recipient of all these blames and all these complaints should be the Nigerian government, of course, 100%. Because now, for the fact that I'm now hearing that, okay, fine, it's a different thing. We all know that there are young men that are being kidnapped and taken, and if they refuse to join, they are beaten. They experience a lot of horrors by having or seeing other people that try to escape. And we've read a lot of stories like that. So I guess the repentant thing is sort of what do you call it? It's a tactic to just get them to surrender. However, I think where the government is going wrong is rehabilitating them into society, because I genuinely think if they've been there for more than 2 years, even there for like 2 weeks or how many weeks, like their mindset has properly changed and they are not fit to go back into society. Then you might argue who is then fit for Nigerian society. That is a whole different question. But what I'm basically trying to say is that for the fact that there's a new perspective where we understand, okay, fine, it's not just men that are being taken, it's their wives and kids as well who are with them. It just gives perspective to understand that actually we've now got families being kidnapped, and then the women and children are taken away. The man is taken to join the army with their force, and then the children again probably groomed to even join, and the mothers are probably raped for more children and all that. So a lot of horrific things do happen, and I guess in that statement, it's like I understand the anger towards the actual repentant Boko Haram, again, air quotes, repentant Boko Haram terrorists, I understand the anger towards them, but then they themselves, because they were not secure and because they were suffering the insecurity of the country, that made them vulnerable to be kidnapped by terrorists in which they had to be part of because they had no choice, or else they die. Of course, they did not want that. It's very much traumatizing. So I guess that's just what it is. The Nigerian army that apparently this woman has claimed, has said that they wanted to involve him in some sort of plot and he refused, therefore warranting his death. It is a lot, but it actually is a lot. It is a lot to sort of get or wrap your head around. But again, it also says that even though yes, the government takes a lot of blame in some, in when we have different levels and different chains and different spans of control, and whoever's leading that, infiltration comes in any form, and again, we have to take responsibility. Sometimes it's not in the government, but in this case, if insecurity, the government should should get the brunt of all this, to get the main backlash, should be the main recipient of all these backlash. But what I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.